Arne Slot press conference live, Federico Chiesa decision, Liverpool injury and team news. Federico Chiesa absent from Liverpool Champions League squad for Galatasaray. Luis Diaz makes cryptic claim after Liverpool exit, who also helped their teammates. Now let's hear the details. Arne Slot press conference live, Federico Chiesa decision, Liverpool injury and team news. Welcome to our live coverage of Liverpool's press conference to preview the Champions League encounter at Galatasaray. Reds boss Arne Slot and a member of his squad will be speaking to the media from 7 p.m. Liverpool made the perfect start to their Champions League campaign when they won a 5-goal thriller at home to Atletico Madrid 3-2. But they will head to Istanbul on the back of their first defeat of the season in all competitions after they suffered a late 2-1 loss at Crystal Palace in the Premier League on Saturday. Reds boss Slot is likely to be asked about the reaction within his squad to that and for the latest team and injury news. One line of questioning could well surround Federico Chiesa, who marked his call up into Liverpool's Champions League squad by equalising against Palace. It remains whether he'll start against Super League leaders Galatasaray, though, given the return of Hugo Ekitike and the increasing fitness of Alexander Isak. Paul Gorst and Ian Doyle will bring you all the updates from the press conference. Federico Chiesa absent from Liverpool Champions League squad for Galatasaray. Federico Chiesa has not been selected by Liverpool for their Champions League clash against Galatasaray in Turkey on Tuesday evening. Chiesa took part in open training on Monday morning at the AXA training center ahead of the flight out to Istanbul for the game on Tuesday. However, the Italy international was not part of the 21-man squad confirmed by Liverpool for the second game of their Champions League program. Chiesa had initially been omitted from Liverpool's squad for the first stage of the competition due to the Reds having too many non-homegrown players, but was registered last week when special dispensation was given to the Premier League champions following a season-ending injury to Giovanni Leone. The forward came off the bench to score a late equaliser in the 2-1 Premier League defeat at Crystal Palace on Saturday, and provided 2 assists when starting the 2-1 League Cup win at home to Southampton 4 days earlier. Liverpool have included Hugo Ekitike after the striker served a 1-match domestic suspension at the weekend, with 17-year-old Rio Ngumaha also involved in Freddie Woodman, the third of 3 stipulated goalkeepers. Teenage midfielder Trey Nyoni is absent and likely to instead play for the under-19s in the UEFA Youth League game against Galatasaray on Tuesday afternoon, while Jadon Danz is missing with a hamstring problem. The Reds opened their Champions League campaign with a 3-2 home win over Atletico Madrid a fortnight ago, while Turkish champions Galatasaray were thumped 5-1 at Eintracht Frankfurt. Luis Diaz makes cryptic claim after Liverpool exit, who also helped their teammates. Arne Slot's new-look Liverpool side might be continuing to gel together on the pitch, but it is a different story for one of their Premier League champions who left the Reds this summer. Luis Diaz called time on his Anfield career back in July as he completed a £65.5 million switch to Bayern Munich. The Colombian has enjoyed a flying start to his life in Germany, returning 4 goals and 3 assists from his first 8 outings for the Bavarians. This included the winning goal on his debut to help Bayern win the Franz Beckenbauer Super Cup, and a goal and 2 assists on his Bundesliga debut against RB Leipzig. Shining in attack alongside Harry Kane, Michael Olise and Serge Gnabry, the quartet have already scored a whopping 26 goals between them from just 8 matches. With Bayern winning all of their outings so far this season, netting 30 times and only failing to score more than twice on one occasion, it's safe to say both Diaz and Vincent Kompany's side are flying high. Diaz has now opened up on his start at Bayern as he paid tribute to his teammates for helping him settle in quickly both on and off the pitch. "The team makes it very easy for me on the pitch," he told Bild, as quoted by Sport Witness. "We have a lot of great players, especially up front, who don't just think about scoring goals themselves, but also help their teammates. That gives me a lot of security and confidence. It's incredible to play attacking games with them. They have so much quality. I will give my all to score a lot of goals and assists. How many I get is in God's hands. But above all, I want to win every competition with the team. I'm really very, very happy and I'm feeling better and more comfortable all the time. The whole team is helping me. The dressing room is cohesive, pleasantly calm, and down-to-earth. It's very family-like. That, and the trust the coach immediately gave me, were very important for my great start here in Munich." Admittedly, when written down, such comments about players up front who don't just think about scoring goals themselves, could be perceived as a possible dig at his former Liverpool teammates. Liverpool won't be able to ignore Arsenal's upcoming advantage as Gary Neville has his say. When Gary Neville starts making noises, you know something must have happened that Liverpool won't like. Gabriel's 96th minute winner for Arsenal at Newcastle on Sunday got the former Manchester United man all hot under the collar on Sky Sports as he proclaimed, immediately, that the turnaround would have a huge impact on the title race. There is no doubt that the Gunners' late heroics on Tyneside will instill a shot of confidence into the arms of Mikel Arteta's men, just as Liverpool's did even later in the game at the same stadium last month. But no one at Anfield will be panicking just yet over this result or indeed Saturday's 2-1 loss at Crystal Palace, Liverpool's first reversal of a season that until now had been perfect, perhaps even too perfect given the amount of late winners. A sting in the tail was probably almost inevitable at some point, but to suffer two on the same weekend will no doubt hurt, despite Virgil van Dijk's plea for calm heads after the Selhurst Park defeat. Liverpool will gather themselves, remember their 2-point lead at the top of the table and carry on regardless. But there is no doubt that they will now have to contend with the growing noise from North London, and indeed from Neville's corner of Manchester. It is still very early in the season, but Arsenal clearly have momentum now, and what's more, they have excellent chances to maintain it. Having already gone to Old Trafford, Anfield, and St James's Park this season, as well as hosted Manchester City, the Gunners' Premier League fixture list over the next month or so looks kind. They face West Ham, home, Fulham, away, Crystal Palace, home, Burnley, away, and Sunderland, away, in their next 5 top-flight matches before a North London derby against Tottenham on November 23 after the final international break of 2025. Liverpool, by contrast, go to Chelsea and Manchester City in their next 5 Premier League games, as well as host Manchester United who, jokes aside, managed to draw on their last 2 trips to Anfield. A trip to Brentford and a home game against Aston Villa won't be easy prospects either. With Neville and the like determined to stoke the fires of a title race, you can bet that Arsenal's chances will be talked up over these next batch of games, but they are indeed very winnable ones for Mikel Arteta and his extremely talented, durable squad. Liverpool, who have looked a work in progress even in their wins this season, are now going to be scrutinized even more and constantly reminded that Arsenal are right behind them. In fact, the Gunners will go top for a few hours at least if they beat West Ham next Saturday before Liverpool take on Chelsea. Last season's Liverpool title procession wasn't good fun for many, Neville included, and so you can expect Arsenal's next few weeks to be propelled by goodwill and a narrative sense of destiny. The holders will stay calm for now, but as the noise gets louder so their response has to be clearer. The race is on already. Konate's performance was appalling. Liverpool have a big problem at centre-half. They were incredibly close to getting the Mark Guéhi deal over the line in the summer, but were foiled on deadline day, with Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner putting his foot down and reportedly stopping the transfer. As a result, Liverpool went into the season with only the injury-prone Joe Gomez and Italian youngster Gio Leone as backups to Virgil van Dijk and Ibou Konate. Leone is now out for the season after rupturing his ACL. And to make matters worse, Konate's performance against Palace was appalling. The Frenchman looked completely uncomfortable on the ball and was bullied relentlessly by Jean-Philippe Matita in the first half. He lost his duels, made horrible decisions and misplaced passes. Van Dijk has been jaw-droppingly good, but he can't do it all. He needs a partner alongside him who can play football and keep his head in a crisis. Guéhi, who was excellent for Palace in their deserved 2-1 win, would have been perfect. Liverpool should accelerate their plans to secure Guéhi on a free next summer upon the expiry of his contract by buying him at the beginning of January. We could probably get to Christmas with the current centre-back options, but to go right through the season is just too risky, especially given we should be aiming to win at least one of the Premier League and Champions League. I don't see where he gets into the team. Former Premier League striker Wayne Rooney says Liverpool summer signing Florian Wirtz damages the balance of Arne Slot's side. The 22-year-old is still searching for his first goal for the Reds and is yet to directly contribute to a goal since his assist in the Community Shield. It's been tough for him. I don't think there's any denying that, Rooney said on the Wayne Rooney Show. He's played okay. When you sign so many players like Liverpool don't normally do this, but they've signed basically a whole new front line, and then you've got Mohamed Salah there as well, they're all competing and they all want to do well. Wirtz is probably the one who's not doing as well, but he's got so much ability. I don't see where he gets into the team. I think it was a lot of money. I think Wirtz actually damages the balance of Liverpool and how they play. He's a top player and I'm sure he will get better, but he's had a slow start and I think there's no denying that. I've seen players come into this league and it takes time. It's not the price tag. It's not the player or his ability. I don't see where he fits into what Liverpool do in that system. Is he a third midfield player? For me, no, he's more of an attacking player. So if I have to choose between him and Szoboszlai, then I choose Szoboszlai.